Romshinators. It is so good to be back speaking with you once again here on Romshii Radio. If you're anything like me, you've had a phone since you were a very small child. I've had a phone since about grade 3. My parents originally got me a cell phone because they were worried I would maybe get kidnapped on my way to work or something like that. I was a very kind of small and sensitive guy, and my head was always in the clouds. I was just imagining worlds in my head, imagining little fairy tales and stories, and walking down the street, I easily could have been abducted and taken to work on some farm, put into some sort of cult, or maybe turned into a super soldier by secret government programs, or made to be some sort of astral projector to spy on foreign governments. All of these things my parents were aware of, and they gave me a cell phone so that in case of some sort of situation like this, I could call them for help. And I've seen the cell phone evolve from something that people use to get in touch with each other in emergencies to what it is today, which is chiefly a way for governments and corporations to plant thoughts inside your head, sell your information, and turn you into a slop-addicted consumer who wants nothing more than to sit and stare at their cell phone all day. Yes, this is the horrible truth. It is a slop machine, but also a slot machine, because you've probably seen these studies, these videos. The social media algorithm is kind of like a slot machine. It's very addictive. It's almost like a drug, okay? It's made to destroy us in the same way that cigarettes and alcohol are made to destroy us. They are promoted, they are glorified. Cigarettes are not glorified so much, but vaping certainly is glorified in our culture. You know, you see them blowing those big clouds of vape smoke, and it looks so cool, and you see them blowing the rings, and you see all the different flavors, and it's so beautiful, and you just want to be a part of it. And when you go to the bar, you order a beverage, and it comes out in a big, amazing glass, and it's just dripping, and there's there's foam on the top, and it looks so beautiful, and it's called Stella Artois, and it's incredible, and it costs like $16, and it gets served to you, and you're like, I'm a real man, I'm blowing vape clouds, I'm drinking a Stella Artois, and I pick up my cell phone, and I see that I've gotten 20 new likes on my Instagram, and the trifecta has been complete. I'm vaping, I'm an alcoholic, and I'm addicted to validation on the internet, and I'm addicted to the algorithm. And we've become so addicted to this. We have gone so far down this path as a civilization, as a society, that now certain governments are making it illegal not to have a cell phone slot machine on you at all times. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We'll quickly refer to my cell phone. I know this seems, I got to get a printer. I got to start printing stuff, okay? But here we go. This is a post from Reddit. It says, my government is making phone ownership mandatory. This is in the Netherlands. Number 1, you are required to have a DigiD, which is a central digital identity that you need to access the vast majority of basic legal stuff. Number 2, you are required to have a digital bank account. Wages are not allowed to be paid in cash, but must be digital. Ergo, you must have a banking app, because the banks these days are barely open in person and only for specific stuff. Number 3, cash payment, rent, such things are legally obligated to be paid through the bank if above a certain minor amount. I believe it's 700 Netherlands dollars, which I think are called Neanderthals, 700 Neanderthals. So without a phone/computer, you cannot rent, work, buy, let alone get a permit to start a business or get a permit to sell things. You cannot work for others nor independently. Your existence quickly becomes illegal because this country has mandatory identity card carrying laws, which will expire when you object to using a computer/phone system and won't renew. Now there's an old saying that the sheep on the farm need a sheepdog to wrangle them, to get them together, to get them organized, to make sure they go to the right spot. But human beings, the human sheep, on the human farm of civilization, we keep each other in line. And in the case of cell phone addiction, cell phone dependence, we have gone so far down this path, so far in this direction, that even if the government made it illegal to not have a cell phone on you, it honestly wouldn't change much, because everybody is so addicted to their phones, has to have it on them for their jobs, has to have it so that people can get in contact with them, or so they don't have to have a moment of mental silence. It would not change anything. If the government said, okay, we're being tyrannical now, you have to have your cell phone at you at all times, what's going to change? It's already on me at all times. I'm already addicted to it. I'm staring at it right now. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to do a backflip while holding the phone? Do you want me to lick the screen? How much more information will it take? How much more do I need to give to these corporations and these governments? You already have all my information. You have all the questions I've ever asked ChatGPT. You have every personal conversation I've ever had since fucking 2006. You've got everything. What more could you want? Oh, now I have to show my ID on my phone? Okay, fine. Oh, now you've posted something that goes against the guidelines. We're going to shut your phone down. You know, I can't do alien videos anymore. I can't do videos about aliens anymore because every time I share the truth about aliens, I run the risk of having my digital ID shut down. That's what people are afraid of. People are afraid to not have the option. But who is really exercising this option? That's like asking a nation of alcoholics to not drink. That's like saying to a nation of alcoholics, now you have to drink. And people getting upset. We're all alcoholics. We're all addicted to the cell phone. Before this is just happening in the Netherlands. I wouldn't be surprised if it came to other countries in the world. Maybe to prepare for this, we need to put down the cell phone. We need to be able to live without it in the first place. Because if you go to a bar filled with stinky, disgusting alcoholics, I'm allowed to say that because I'm an alcoholic, 7 years sober. Yes, I'm allowed to talk shit. And you tell them, the government's mandated it, guys. You have to drink 15 beers a day or else you'll get thrown in jail. How do you think they're going to react? The only people who are reacting to this are people who don't like being told what to do, and that's already been programmed out of us by the phones anyways, okay? Because all these algorithms, all these reels, they're programming you. They're programming your mind to prepare you for this anyways. So what do you do? You know, my dad is older. He's a boomer. God bless his soul. He does not really use his cell phone that much. He doesn't really understand how it works. And he still goes to the bank in person. He still lives his life largely without the internet. And slowly he has been shut out of various things. And me and, you know, I've had to come and step in and help him with stuff that he doesn't quite get about the internet. And you might be thinking, oh, this guy, he doesn't go with the times. He hasn't kept up with society. He's the only person left who's exercising this option. And when the day comes and the government says you have to have your cell phone on you at all times because that's where your ID is, we're going to need even more information. It's going to be people like my dad and the boomers out there who are going to be our last defense, okay? Because they're the ones keeping the government from doing this. They're the ones keeping us free because they're the only ones not totally fucking addicted to their cell phones. So thank a boomer today. If you're still watching this far, please comment down below. Thank a boomer today, or you can even leave a personal message to a boomer in your life. You can say, thank you, Diane, for not being a total cell phone addict. You are the last line of defense against the government telling me that I legally have to be on my cell phone. Thank you. Something like that down below, because you can complain about them all day. You can complain about the boomer generation. Oh, they've ruined society. They pulled the ladder up, which they did. I'm not saying they didn't do that. They had it really good. They had it better than anybody else, but they're not totally addicted to their cell phones. Some of them are. I know some of them are. They're getting catfished. They think that they're in a relationship with Stevie Nicks. They think that Katy Perry's dating them. They're sending money to Katy Perry because she's stuck on an oil rig. Some boomers are like this, I get it, but not all. And those of us who are not totally addicted to our phones, the 0.0001%, the stronghold of financially powerful individuals who still operate without internet use, those are, of course, boomers. Come on. Those are the last defense. And if anything, we should be seeking those people out and looking at how they live, okay? So go find that old guy in his garage. I want you to go for a walk tonight, and I want you to stare into the garages in your neighborhood. And if you see a light on and you smell the thick stench of cigarettes and beer, I want you to go knock on the door and say, teach me your ways, Frank. Teach me your ways. And you're going to have to bring beer. I didn't say they're not addicted to anything. They're addicted to cigarettes. They're addicted to beer. Probably got a couple divorces under the belt. They probably watch about 13 hours of cable television a day. But they're not addicted to the phone, okay? And that's what we're talking about. So seek out these old boomer men and women who are not addicted to the internet and find out how they live and find out what they think about the internet. Get an outsider's perspective and then start to apply those things in your life, because if it's happening in the Netherlands, it's coming here, because it's coming here, and it's 100% guaranteed. It's basically here. Literally, I'll say it again. If the government said to you right now, listen here, Romshinator, you have to have your phone on you at all times or else it's illegal, what would change? It's already on you 24/7. Are you ever planning on putting it down? That's not how addiction works. If you're addicted, you do it till you die, okay? It only gets worse. Addiction gets worse. It doesn't get better. You have to step in and make it happen if you want it to get better. And that's going to mean something different depending on your exact situation. But what I suggest is this. Seek out the boomers. Seek out those not addicted to the internet. Seek out the man who lives under the bridge. Seek out peace. Those who watch 13 hours of cable television a night, find out what their perspective is. The people who get mad waiting in line at the grocery store because they can't use self-checkout because it scares them. You need to know their opinions. You need to learn from their culture and how they do things. If you expect to put up a fight when the government says now you have to have your phone on you. This is just the facts. I'm just giving it to you straight. If you don't like the way I'm talking to you right now, you don't know what love is. I'm not going to give you puppy dogs and rainbows, okay? What I'm giving you is the truth. I'm giving you the reality of the situation here. Thank you so much for watching, Romshinators. I really appreciate you. Comment down below. If you didn't comment already, I'm going to give you another comment idea. Down below, you can say, I have sought out the wisdom of the man under the bridge. I will not stare at my phone. I will only stare at my fridge. So please comment that down below. Or if you have your own idea for a comment, you can do that too. I've said this before, the Romshi Radio comment section down below, that's the only safe place on this internet to meet strangers. So get together down there, figure it out, okay? Share some personal information. The government already has it all. You might as well put it all down there too. Meet each other, start a farm, start a commune, move out into the country where the reception's bad. That's one thing you can do. Go somewhere where the reception's bad. That's how you can start. Leave your life behind. Anyways, thank you very much, Romshinators. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, and goodbye.